welcome back to my channel. So, does anyone here like guns by any chance? Because I sort of do, and sure, my knowledge on guns is limited to Twitter and video games, and I never shot a gun personally, but I think they're cool. I mean, what's not to like about machinery that could be used to shoot and kill things? But here's the real kicker. Did you know that you could 3D print guns at your own home? Because I did, and that's because Twitter told me about it. And that seems pretty cool to me, and yeah, I'm not an expert in 3D printing, just like how I'm not an expert in guns. However, I did have a project in middle school related to 3D printing, so I understand the basics of how it works, and I modeled this 3D printed duck. And multiple years later, I still think it looks cool, and people at the time also thought it looked good. So, due to these factors, I decided why not make a video on 3D printing guns. I mean, I even found a website being promoted on Twitter called dgatalog.com, and there's a bunch of stuff related to gun models, so I decided why not check it out and post everything to YouTube. Because fuck those kids who die in school shootings. I would piss on their graves if I could. Okay, I'm kidding around a bit there. Anyways, let's get into the video. So, when you first go into the website, you could see a lot of gun models, and you could also download instructions on how to make them. But downloading is a lot of effort, so let's first just look at the gun. So we got this Partisan 9 gun, which sort of looks like a sniper gun. I like the front and back parts of it. I think it looks cool. Another gun out of the batch that I find cool here is the FGC9 MKII. Long name, but I think I said it right. I like the overall shape of it. I've never seen a gun that looks like this before. Also, it has this scope looking thing on top, which I think is a good detail and could be useful. We also got smaller handgun looking models on this site, which I like these because they have bright colors. They look like they're easier to hold, I would assume. I also like the back parts and the muzzles on some of these. And moving on, we also have the controversial AR-15 in the batch and the N4A1, which these are cool, but you want to know my favorite gun? Out of all these guns, my favorite gun probably has to be the Stingray edition of the FGC 9 MKII. Did I get that right? Yeah, I did. That's good. And this gun is my favorite because it reminds me of a gun in Call of Duty. And I like the overall build of it. For example, I like the handles on it, the muzzle, and the optic part on it. So I decided to download the instructions on how to build it, and I got more shots of it in the snow. I like these shots. So next part of the video, let's look at the building instructions. I will probably sound like a retard throughout this part. So if any actual gun nerds are watching this, feel free to roast me in the comments or correct me on anything. The more I think about it, the more I wish I made a video on a more familiar topic to me, like the video games or the stock market. But anyways, here we go. So looking at the build guide, the first few pages give us some blueprints that look sort of cool and some printed parts listed, such as the barrel rotator, the upper receiver, and hey look, they got a butt pad too. And hey look, another butt pad, haha. So then continuing on with the document. The document then proceeds to explain how to assemble different parts of the gun. Skimming through how to make the magazine and the charging bolt, it looks relatively simple compared to the other stuff. And I didn't really think about this in the past, but it makes a lot of sense as to why guns have springs in them so they could shoot bullets. There's also this part on how to make a firing pin, which I think is interesting. It has some stuff related to power drills and welding, which is interesting to me. And the tools are not the only thing that gets spicier here. There's parts of it that claim that you should go deeper with drill bits. You should fill the hole, and they use the word shaft collar. So now it begs the question, do I have a porn addiction, or are there too many sexual innuendos in this build guide? Anyways, after that part, then we have a part on installing the fire control group, then a part on the barrel assembly, which then proceeds to talk about putting the shaft collar into the shaft barrel pocket. Oh man, this is getting really spicy. Then you gotta assemble the upper, and then the locking tabs, and then the stock, and then we're done. Hell yeah. So now that we're done with all that, if you want, you can read the file by yourself. Let's go look at the maintenance instructions a bit. Make sure you have a film of lubrication. What the hell are we reading? Are we reading erotica? Okay, this stuff is getting a little bit too spicy. Let me end this video right now before it becomes demonetized. Well, oh wait, I'm not making money on this video. Anyways, don't forget to shoot people who trespass on your property. Bye!